Hi YouTube. I just wanted to put a quick video together about finding room in your monthly budget for investing in silver. I was inspired by a conversation with a coworker. We were discussing saving money, not silver specifically, but savings in general. There's a lot of fear in my age group. I'm 42 now, and a lot of people, question whether or not they'll be able to save for retirement. They see how their parents had pensions, and really that's just not available to us today. We see our kids' college looming on the horizon. That seems like an impossible task. So there's just some angst. And he said that he couldn't find room in his budget to save a single dime. And of course, me being a little bit of a silver freak now, I thought, you couldn't find room in your budget for a single Mercury dime? So the conversation kind of progressed, and it made me think, you know what? Let me go through my budget and see if I can find room for a Mercury dime. So this is an exercise I'd like you to think about, especially if you think that you don't have any money and you can't find any room. So I listed my bills here. My electric bill is about $160 a month. Can I find $2.50 there? Can my electric bill be $157.50? I think I can find something there. My cable phone and internet is pretty much fixed. I'm in the triple play. I have digital cable. Maybe I'll look at that someday, but right now I'd like to keep that. My groceries are $600 a month, $150 a week. Can I find a Mercury dime there? I think I can. Can I find a coupon here and there to actually bring it down to $597.50? My mortgage and taxes is about $1,200. Obviously, that's fixed. Gas. I spend $240 a month on gas. I have a long commute. But you know what? I go to pick up my kids at school on my days off. I work 12-hour days, and that means I have some time during the week, but I always drive to pick them up. Maybe I can walk. I live about a mile from the school. Not in the winter, obviously. Kids' school lunch is pretty fixed, although we do have them brown bag here and there. Our propane heating. Can I wear a sweater during the day on some of my days? Anyway, the point is, out of my entire bill stack, can I find $17.50 a month out of all those bills, going one by one, to save 7 Mercury dimes? Honestly, I think I can. I think that's a good challenge for myself. These are pretty good examples. These are my son's dimes, and these are nice examples of things that he fished out of the junk bucket at our local coin shop. You can go there. He has a Maxwell House coffee can sitting there filled with junk silver, and you go through it and you can find some nice examples. Little barber dimes and Mercury dimes, very little wear. If I flip this over here, that's a nice little full dime. That's the great thing about silver. Can you think of another investment where $2.50 gets you started? Maybe copper. Maybe you can buy a copper bullion round or sort through some pre-82 pennies, but can you buy any stocks for $2.50? That won't even get you the trade. If you throw $2.50 in the bank, what does that get you? But you know what? When you start stacking silver, $2.50 gets you in the game. It gets you a nice little Mercury or barber dime. That's one of the things I love about it. So that was one exercise that it inspired me to do. Here was the other thing. I went through my house and I looked at all the stuff that we basically wasted money on over my whole life. And I'm as guilty as anybody. I was 41 years old, doing my self-reflection, and I felt like such a failure. My wife started talking about the kids' education, started talking about college, and I had my Allen Iverson moment. College? College? We're talking about college? There was no way I would even think about saving for my son's college, and in all fairness, I still haven't. Because, at the end of the month, the money was just gone. We didn't really have any control over it. So I went through and I did a little exercise, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, trust me. So I went up in our bedroom, and my wife has 13 Winnie the Pooh figurines, okay? We bought these in about 1998. If you were to go to eBay right now, they're pretty much worthless. You might get $3 out of them. And we bought 13 of them at $30 a piece. That translated to 55 silver eagles that we could have bought. Now, these are on me. I'm a big Dolphins fan, okay? And Danbury Mint sent a little flyer in the mail. Oh, you can buy a Miami Dolphins figurine for the low price of $60. So, of course, I bought 3 of them. I bought Ricky Williams, Zach Thomas, and Dan Marino. $180. That was the mid-2000s, so I could have bought about 12 silver eagles for that. Yes, these have actually held their value. I don't know, I could get like $50 for them on eBay. But the point remains, just more money thrown out the window. When I was 23 years old, I went to Vegas. Guess what I bought myself? A Dan Marino autographed football, $200. Oh, and the $75 display case. That right there was about 40 Silver Eagles. Here's my favorite. When I was in my teens, I used to, or in actually early 20s, maybe even early 30s, a CD came out, I wanted it, I went down to the mall, I bought it. $10, $12, $15. I have 100 CDs here at $10 a pop. That's $1,000. That's 100 Silver Eagles for the time. And lastly, just to show you that this isn't all ancient history, we wanted a dog a couple of years ago. My kids really wanted a dog. So what do? We go out and we spend $700 on a designer puggle. Yes, more Silver Eagles. Instead of just going to the pound and getting a cute little mutt, we get a designer breed. My point is, look at your finances. From this point forward, make sure that you don't buy the next Pooh figurine, using it as a metaphor, the next Miami Dolphins figurine or autographed football. Really think before you make that next purchase. I don't care if it's upgrading your iPhone, I don't care what it is. Really think about it and do some silver math. Put that new purchase in the context of silver and see if you still want to buy it, or do you want to get started on your stack. Alright guys, well thanks for the time. Like I said, I was just inspired to put this video up. Talk to you later.